Hi everyone, my name is Javi, I can draw. This is the third video of how to draw legs, and today we're going to do knees. So in order to understand how to draw knees, well, I had to take my pants off. Those are my pants. I don't know if you can see them. I'm not wearing anything. But I'm going to show you why, because I kind of needed to feel my knee to understand better what was happening. But let's go to the computer first. So what I did here is I took the guy in underwear from the last video and I did some simple bone structure on the leg, because in order to understand how to draw knees, well, you have to kind of understand the bone structure. Now here's the thing about the bone structure of the knee. It's actually pretty simple. It's just 3 bones. The first one is going to be the femur, that is here, and then there's going to be the kneecap, and then there's going to be this bone that I can't remember the name, but it's there. There's actually there's another bone on the leg. That is a bone that goes like from, that goes from behind here, that goes like this on this part, but it is not relevant to the structure of the knee, so I'm not going to pay attention to it today. Now, the reason why I'm not wearing any bands and why I was touching my leg is because I see this, and the first thing I thought, is that I thought that the weird structure, like, you know, when you think about a knee, in the most abstract way, you think about this thing like this, and then this bulky thing here, and then you just surround it, and then it's like, well, that's kind of the knee. Now, I thought that this bulk here was actually the beginning of this bone here, but the truth is that it isn't. What it is that there is a long tendon going through your kneecap, on top of your kneecap. Now when you have your leg like folded like this, it goes all the way like this. I'm using my arm as an example, but you know what I mean, right? Now when you stretch it, all that long tendon gets kind of compressed below the kneecap. That was what I was touching when I needed to get my pants off, and because I like it, and because I'm at my house. And so when you're drawing knees, well, let me show you some examples here. So this is going to be one of the big shapes, and then here is going to be all that tendon that gets together because it is not stretched. So from there you can actually use this. The thing about drawing the knee and that part of the leg is that actually the femur is really hard to touch. You can touch it if the leg is folded. You can touch it, but it's not important to the shape of the knee because it's just this volume here, but it doesn't interfere with this at all. So for example, here we have one example. Like, I'm going to take this off. See what I mean? This is kind of how the knee goes. And here is like the bone. This bone here is here. You can actually touch it. But this part here is not actually part of the bone. It is squishy. So for example, here you're drawing a knee and you do just the same. You draw the kneecap, then you do the squishy thingy part, then you focus on this bone, and here you can touch the femur, but you can touch only if you kind of press. And because this part tends to be so muscular, it's not the most important volume. Like, you do this, and if you take this off, see, like, nobody draws this part of the femur. Usually what you draw is actually something kind of like this. That's pretty much how you do it, because it's not something that pops out. So you don't have this great need of drawing it. Like, you can still do this bone from below, but the other one is not really necessary. And here from the side, well, this is easier because it's like this. And well, pretty much the rest of the leg. You can do this. You can play a little bit with this volume here, but it doesn't have to be like super prominent because it shows. You don't really notice those bones a lot. Let me see my leg. No, it's pretty soft. It's pretty soft, and it's not. I have a very muscular leg, but even though you can touch it, the shapes are pretty soft and well-rounded. Now, the most important thing I want to show you about the knees, and all of these that I'm showing you I just learned like an hour ago watching the same tutorials that I recommended, and then just started practicing to see what I could figure out. And well, the thing about it, I have this amazing series of photographs of someone running, so I can get a good grasp of how the leg moves and how the knee works. Now the thing about the knee is that the kneecap is simply a moving part. It's not attached to anything. It is covered by that tension I mentioned earlier, but it is actually moving constantly as you move your leg. In this particular case, well, let me show you this picture. The man is wearing a thong. I hope that you're not uncomfortable with that. I don't care. So for example, we have these two legs. One is folded, the one is almost stretched. Now in this particular case, if we are going to draw the bone structure of this, it's going to be like this bone here, the femur here, and then the kneecap. You can see that the kneecap is here, is just like kind of loose, and since the tendon, this tendon that goes all the way through this, is actually pretty much stretched, you have this volume and then you have this volume here, and that's it. The knee is not actually touching any other bone. Why do I mention this? Because in the other leg, the one that is almost stretched, here you have the femur, and here you have the tibia. That's the name. And and the kneecap in this part, when the leg is stretched, is on top of the femur. That is why when you're looking at a standing leg from the front, you don't see anything that has to do with the volumes of the femur. You see some of these volumes, but you don't see any of these volumes. So this is the moving part. When it's stretched, it is on top of the femur, and when it's folded, it is by itself. Let me see if I have any leg that is like just a bit no, not this one, not this one. Kind of like this one. This is what I was looking for. Like in this particular case, you can even see it through the light that the kneecap is going to be like kind of moving. Like as the femur folds, the kneecap just like stays in its place. So if this is going to be the femur and this is going to be the kneecap, as the femur moves, it's like this, it stays in its place. It doesn't follow the femur. The femur moves and the kneecap stays. It doesn't mean that it stays like attached to the tibia, because it also moves from that as the leg folds, but it doesn't move with any of both bones. But as the leg gets straighter, it kind of goes on top of the femur and adapts, and it protrudes just a little bit more. So if we had to draw this, let me just a second. So if we had to draw this, here we go, sorry. See, well, I have the picture as a reference for this kind of conditioning me. But see, here it is, here's this bone, and then the rest of the leg, you see nothing of the femur. And here, the knee, it protrudes just a little bit more. And here comes one bone, and you see nothing of the femur. You understand what I'm talking about, right? Now what I want to show you here is something else. And it's from the front. That is like the most complicated way of drawing the knee. Now, from the front, let me see, I'm going to try this myself. So we would have the femur that comes like this way. It's not so exaggerated, but kinda. We would have this bone coming this way, and we would have, you can already tell by the picture itself, but we would have the kneecap like this, right? So let me see here, for example. Well, you can really notice the kneecap on this one, but you know that it's like the femur coming this way. There's this volume, and the tibia coming this way. In this particular case, like this picture is super blurry, but it was the best I could find. So the tibia comes here, the kneecap comes here, and this thing comes here, like this. So now, if I just leave the bone structure, let's try this. I don't know if it's going to work, but let's try this. So, wait, I'm doing it on the wrong layer. So here would come the knee. Here's like this bulky, greasy thing. Here's this. Here's like how the leg would go. It is something like this. Does it look like a regular leg to you? And here we have, like in this example, here we have like this, and this is stretched because it is just bending here. So it would be something like this. I'm trying to figure this out as I go, okay? And this one would be also like, you could see this, you could see here, you could just kind of feel the bone. And then this would be kind of like this, I guess. Now, how does this look? It looks pretty okay. I think that, well, as far as knee goes, I think it's they're pretty cool knees. I don't know if there's such a thing as a cool knee. And in comparison to the original photo, is not that bad. It is a really curious exercise to do what I just did, because, well, you're never going to get it right, because I was just kind of winging it. But look at these legs. They look like normal knees, don't they? So what do you think? Do you think that this was too hard? If you look at the videos and the tutorials about drawing knees plus this, I think that you're going to get a really good grasp of how to do it. That's going to be it for today. Tomorrow I'm going to focus on the back of the leg, that is not that hard, and the butts. That is not that hard either, but it's fun anyway. So this is it for today. My name is Javi, I can draw, I'm going to get some pants on, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!